Feel like cancelling that Disney Plus subscription? Well, hold off, because there's a new Star Wars TV show that's just come out, and with the way that streaming's going, this could be the make or break for Disney. The Acolyte caught our eye early due to it being set 100 years before The Phantom Menace during the High Republic era, and it had quite a massive cast. Lee Jung-jae from Squid Game, Carrie-Anne Moss from The Matrix, Jodie Turner-Smith, Queen and Slim and After Yang fame. So Ewan, you're the star guy, I'm the war guy. What do you think of the Acolyte?
Yeah, I'm a huge star. I thought it was kind of a pretty basic setup in the first couple of episodes of what we are getting. I feel like it doesn't really intrigue me that much that I'm like, I gotta see a new episode. I thought it was doing a setup and there's going to be 6 more episodes after this. I feel like I kind of know where it's going to go. And yeah, man, that doesn't really like expand the universe in a way that is super exciting. The potential is there. It's 100 years before. You can do literally anything. We don't need to talk about Darth Vader and how he comes about in this at all. It's multiple generations after that. You're a bit more familiar with, I guess, being the war guy, combining the two with the High Republic era and all of that. Is that something that you feel like they're gonna plug into, or is that? Am I mixing that up in a way? Yeah, what do you think of the series?
Well, I thought that they would leave a little bit away from, the known Republic era, the known, we've already been to fucking Coruscant. So, like, it's not too away from, traditional Star Wars, right? Because they were literally like, it had a shot of Coruscant, and I was like, you don't need to tell me that this is Coruscant. I know what planet this is because I have watched almost every bit of Star Wars media that there has been. So, it's weird because you'd think that this would have been made for more hardcore Star Wars fans that want to see more than just what Star Wars is, because plenty of people know about Star Wars, but there's not that many people who would have been as invested in the expanded Star Wars universe that all kind of got cut away once Disney bought out the IP from Lucasfilm. So I was kind of excited because you're kind of right. They have a little bit of free reign here to do whatever they want. And to be fair, the main character is not a Jedi, is not a Sith. But the thing is, we still have a decent understanding of where this story is going to go, because it's not too far from the Star Wars or the Skywalker trilogy of saga of Star Wars movies, right? So this Sith, there's not that many Sith that exist. The Sith believe in 2, and that's pretty much it. So I kind of know that this Sith will exist, and this Sith will most likely then become a part of the story of the Skywalker saga, because Palpatine has to be trained by somebody, right? And this Sith, because there's not that many, probably has something to do with that, because they're within this known not small, but universe of Star Wars movies, right? Also, it's 100 years before, so Yoda can show up. But anyway, just saying, Yoda's around, so he can technically be in the show. But there's these new characters here, Indara, Sol, who are 2 Jedi Masters that we get, played by Carrie-Anne Moss and Lee Jung-jae. Massive spoiler talk right now, because I have to say it first and foremost.
It's the opening scene.
They kill off Carrie-Anne Moss's character very quickly, and it's a bit of a shock because I was excited to see her in the show, and we don't really get to see that much of Jedi Masters in live action Star Wars movies who aren't trained the same way that Jedi used to be. There is a different feeling here, right? In Star Wars
trained
movies,
by the Matrix.
One of the first things that all the Jedi are doing are pulling up their lightsabers, like straight away in a fight, where in this one, they're a bit more tame with their lightsabers, which again, I find super interesting, right? They don't pull their lightsaber unless the Jedi is intent to kill. And that's a really cool element, right? Cool, we can have some really cool lightsaber battles, but right now we're having some really cool fight scenes where they're just using the Force, they're just fighting, and that's exciting, right? These characters, like Yord and Jeki, who are also with us, that are like sort of like knights and Padawans, so we can see it, and they're a little bit annoying, but like, yeah, whatever. Narratively though, I feel like it's really weak. Like I don't have any investment in the show. I don't care who this Sith is that they set up. they look really cool, don't get me wrong, but I have no investment in it because they haven't given me a reason to care. These two main characters, obviously our main character, Osha, which, by the way, OSHA, OHSNA, or OSHNA, like health and safety, like that's kind of like what their name says, and they're working on a ship at the start. Yeah, it was really funny. And May, right, twin sisters who are good and evil, I should say, right? The light side and the dark side of the Force, and I have no investment in them. Right, the only character I have investment right now in is Sol, because first of all, Lee Jung Jae did a very cool thing and learnt English because he's such a diehard Star Wars fan.
Yeah. That's very cool.
He's heavily inspired by Qui-Gon Jinn, Liam Neeson's performance of Qui-Gon Jinn, and I get that vibe quite a bit before I read that. And it's the only exciting character because you can tell as a master he cares, which to have attachment as a Jedi master at this time is really interesting because he has an attachment to these two kids, Osha and May. He also has a really exciting there's mystery to him, right?
Yeah.
And the mystery that they've got is these masters did a particular thing. I still don't care what it is. That's the only mystery they've got right now. They're like, there's a Sith, and I'm like, there's always a fucking Sith. And it's like, who's the Sith? Well, I don't know because we haven't been to this part of live action Star Wars before. And then you've got this mystery of what did the Jedi Masters do? And I'm like, I don't care. Just hurry up and tell me because the entire story could be fixed if people just open their mouth and get therapy. Isn't that right, Ewan?
You know, someone who's great at doing talking stuff is a director like Kogonada, who did one of your favorite films, I think in 2021 with After Yang, because of the Columbus, that was great. And he's directing episode 3 and 7 of the show. So I'm interested to see what he does with Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a director can influence a singular episode of the show, but I'm interested to see what he brings to it. That's the only intriguing thing so far for me for the show. It's like, oh, what does Kogonada do? And he's got one in 3 and 7.
Yeah.
So I usually always finish the show, but that's an incentive to get at least to 7 because he'll do another episode.
A little bit further.
And yeah, I agree. Sol is so far one of the more intriguing characters. With May, I feel like it's all spelled out to us, and it could have been revealed even earlier than it is in the show, because it feels like visually it does the waking up bits, and there's some nice transition in there, but nothing that really grabs me and gets my interest and feels like it's doing something maybe new or particularly interesting. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll report back once the series has wrapped in about a month and a half. And hopefully we have some better things to say about it then. But so far, I feel like for Star Wars fans, I would still say I feel like it's worth checking out. It's so far not on the level of the disappointments that Boba Fett was, or I guess really quickly that Obi-Wan turned into. I'd give it a 5.5, something like that so far for these first 2 episodes. I think you're a bit more positive on it than I am.
I'm a bit more positive. I'm sitting at a 7 because I don't think that it's I don't think it's the weaker quality that other Star Wars TV shows have been. But that could all change. I'm happy to change my score to a 5.
We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the series and where Star Wars is at the moment. I'd love to get some thoughts on where people think they can go next. And yeah, check out the podcast, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.